Yo, how's everybody doing? Tyler Day here. I wanted to record this video today because it's been a little while since I've last put anything out on the channel. And I just want to share with you some of my thoughts right now as far as just where we're at as an industry, talking about the affiliate industry, and share some of my thoughts about where I think that we're going in the next 12 months. So, first of all, let's recap sort of where this space has been in the last couple years here. So, where we've been in the last couple years is we've been in a rising rate environment where interest rates were high for the past 2 years. And in the affiliate marketing industry, there's two categories that are really the biggest categories to run traffic in, and that is the insurance category and also the finance category. So, at least in my world personally, all of my biggest campaigns in the last, 6 years or so have been either in the insurance or finance category. And in the last 2 years, really the biggest things that have been working well for affiliates have been things in the insurance category. Basically, things that can save people money or things that could put money in people's pockets. So we saw things like health insurance take off. We saw things like auto insurance take off in the last year. And we also saw things like ERC that put money back in people's pockets. We saw things like PPP. We saw things like mass tort and various different things that were all just mainly focused around putting money back into people's pockets through various different means. And what we also saw in the last couple years was the cost of traffic rise. Not anything exponential or too crazy, but the cost of traffic has definitely gone up to where it was, 3, 4, 5 years ago. So overall, in the past 2 years, we've seen a pretty narrow scope of opportunity in the affiliate sector. So at any given time, there's really only been a small handful of things that have really worked well for good profit margins just because of supply and demand dynamics. So in the last 2 years, there really wasn't much demand for finance-based products, things like mortgage, things like home improvement, things like solar, and various other things related to interest rates, things like auto loans, right? So anything related to interest rates really struggled the past couple years. And, this was hard for a lot of affiliates because it was almost like half of the opportunity scope that was there in 2020 basically dried up in the past couple years, right? So you had to really be nimble and you had to really pivot to these areas that were doing well in order to make a decent buck in the past couple years. However, what I believe now is that we're actually moving into a completely different economic landscape. And at this point, it's less of a prediction and more of a reality. I've been meaning to put this video out for some time now, but I feel like at this point, it's pretty safe to say that we're moving into a completely different economic environment. So they started lowering interest rates in September, and we've seen interest rates continue to lower in the past 60 days. And we've also now seen like a political regime change to where, who knows, but from where I'm sitting and from what I'm looking, it looks like in the next 12 months or so, we're going to see lower interest rates, which is going to be a big driving factor for anything interest rate related. So this is your loan campaigns, this is your auto loan, this is your personal loan, this is your mortgage campaigns, this is your home improvement. A lot of the home improvement stuff is based off of interest rates because people are taking out loans to buy things like solar panels and financing them and everything, right? So what this means is that the scope of opportunity in the affiliate space is going to dramatically expand in the next 12 months. And generally, when we move into an easing environment where we have low interest rates, generally what we see is we see more money in people's pockets. And what that means is that everything is going to basically boom all at once in this next 12 months. So if you're prepared for this, this could be an enormous opportunity. And this is what I want to talk about right now, because we don't always have these really good times where it's just easy to make a lot of money. It comes about maybe once every 4 years. So the last time we saw a real easy money environment was in 2020 going into 2021. And I feel like if you're still here at this point, if you're still in the game, then I personally believe that the worst is behind us as far as the difficulty to find opportunity to make money. So if you're still here, if you're still in the game, I would like to congratulate you. And I would like to encourage you that the best is yet to come, and that the next 12 months could be the best 12 months of your life. So the message that I really want to convey today is that now is the time to really lock in. So there's going to be so much opportunity in this next 12 months, it's going to make your head spin. I mean, every one of these different verticals across the major affiliate verticals is going to start popping off at once. Everything from, not only lead gen, but also e-commerce to VSL offers, everything. When people have more money in their pocket, when they're more prone to spend, when we tend to go into, an easing environment with interest rates, where interest rates get low, this is the time to make a lot of money. So there is a lot of urgency to this. There's a limited window here to get your ducks in a row and to really think about securing your financial future. So I think it's hard for sometimes like OGs that have been like in the affiliate space for 10 plus years not to get jaded after a while, because we've seen so many boom and bust cycles. We've seen so many opportunities come and go. And a lot of us have done pretty well. Those of us that have stuck around in this space, that have played these boom and bust cycles. But I think that it's hard sometimes for people that have been in this space for a while to imagine things getting better. A lot of times, like, the affiliates that have been in the space will say things like, oh, affiliate marketing is dead. Affiliate marketing isn't what it used to be. Even when I was getting into this space 10 years ago, there were guys that, made massive fortunes off of like the Nutra boom and various different opportunities that were saying that affiliate marketing at that point was dead and whatnot, right? But I think it's hard, like, after you've been in the game for such a long time and have had the rug pulled on so many opportunities, to be optimistic towards things. But now is not the time to be jaded, and now is not the time to fade this opportunity window, okay? So I think it's hard sometimes for people that have made a lot of money to imagine, things going even better than they have in the past, right? Like you hear people say, oh, it'll never be as good as it was in the good old days and whatnot, right? But what if it was? What if we all just made more money in this next year than we all could have ever imagined, right? And I think that the mindset that you need to have moving into this next year. And if you haven't made it as an successful affiliate yet, then this is your time to shine here in the next 12 months. So this is not the time to mess around and, give into a bunch of distractions. This is the time to find something that's going to work for you and to really double down and blow it up in a big way. And, I think it's all about just figuring out what's going to be your big thing, right? So there's going to be so many different opportunities. You're going to see, all sorts of different opportunities flying. You're going to see, e-commerce start to work. You're going to see, different lead gen verticals start to work that weren't working. You're going to see things like crypto going to insane prices and have FOMO, and there's going to be a lot of distractions, right? But you need to figure out what's going to be your moneymaker, and you need to double down on that and not chase a new shiny object every single week, right? So double down on your testing and identifying what is going to be the strongest opportunities for you. What might be a strongest opportunity for somebody else may not necessarily be your thing, right? It's all about what's going to be your thing that you're going to blow out of the water in the next 12 months. And then spend the next 12 months doubling down, tripling down, and making that a reality, okay? So remember that the last thing that I want to share is that a lot of what this opportunity comes down to is a bit of a Pareto principle. So the Pareto principle is the 80-20 rule, where 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. But I would go as far as to say that this industry is almost like a Pareto principle on steroids, where about 95% of your profits come from about 5% of the offers or the verticals or the buyers that you test, or even the ads that you test, right? Like if you launch 100 ads, maybe only 5 of those are really gonna crack off in a major way. Or if you test, 20 different offers, maybe one of those offers will really smash it in a big way. And I think the thing to identify is that when you find that 5% offer, that 5% ad, that 5% buyer, that 5% opportunity, you need to just lock in and do everything in your power to hit it out of the park, okay? So this is my message for you today. I'm really excited for everybody that has made it through this difficult period in the past couple years, where we saw all kinds of contraction, in different various, mini boom and bust cycles. And we also saw, Facebook get a lot more difficult and more expensive and harder to run on and in all sorts of changes. But if you've made it to this point, then I believe that the worst is behind you for now, and that we have a limited window in this next 12 months to make a boatload of money. And with that, I'm going to leave you with that message, and I'll see you in the next video.